Hello, Virgins. How are you today? We are at the end of October 2019, and once again, we are here to see what's up, what's going on with you, Virgs. So, Virgins out there, it's been quite a mid-month with this full moon. We all been feeling it quite a bit just because that moon was so powerful emotionally. I feel like it was that type of energy that came and said, okay, you have to let go. You have to finally let go. So if you started cleaning your house, your closet, letting go of your possessions, you now have to let go of your emotional ones too. And if you were struggling with that, my Virgs, I'm sure you felt it, because I had quite a few phone calls of people saying, oh my God, this doesn't feel good. But it's part of the journey, because you've started going through this cycle of growth, and it's something that it's been creating momentum, and now you're in that part of the journey where it's like, okay, you're doing great, and you just have to let go of a little bit more, and that will get you to the right energy, Virgs, where you finally start using the formula, the creative formula, in a way that is going to be so smooth. I feel like that's what the Virgs have been doing. It's like before you started, you knew parts of the formula, and then it was like, okay, what did this element in the formula represent? And now you had the formula and you were using it to help others, and you did that for a long time. And at some point you realize, I'm telling other people the formula, and just when it gets to that point where, they can use it to their advantage, they don't. So you learn that you can take people to you can take the horse to the water, but you cannot make them drink. So why not instead use it for you, to your benefit? So now you're using the formula to your benefit, and you're starting to see like, oh my God, what took me so long to be here? Why did I spend all that time using the formula on somebody else when I could have done it myself for a very long time? But it was just part of your growth. You needed to learn it that way, or you chose to learn it that way, so that you can be in this energy right now of being the teacher, being that voice where you can actually help others and know and distinguish which part of their journey they're at, because you've gone through it all. I always say that Virgos are great in the sense that when they learn a new tool or a new practice, they use themselves as guinea pigs. It's like, I have to test this and see if it works. And you've been doing that for a long time. But what you haven't done is to utilize all of those resources to help yourself. And this is what you're doing now. You're finally coming together and saying, oh my God, I can do this myself. Why shouldn't I do it to myself? And that somehow is connected to your self-worth. So a lot of these changes and this letting go and all of these heartaches that you've had to deal with and transform them is so that you can see your own self-worth. Because it's not until you heal yourself that you can not really start healing others. And it's not that we ever heal anyone. It's more that we become an example of what that energy is all about. So I feel like that's what you're going through, Virgs. So here you are in this freaking full moon, and you're like, what the hell? Excuse me, folks. With this full moon, many people from the past showed up. But it was a lot of those people that you have created certain cords or connection and left it open, left them active. So now, they have to come back, and the opportunity here for you is to reassess the situation just like they are. So, there are partners, people that you knew that you were attracted to, that have come back. And that's what was happening last time that I gave you the reading. There were a couple of people that you knew, that you had relationships with, and they were coming back. And it's great because I can feel, Virgo, you being quite open and flexible. Now, that does not mean that you're willing to be the same person you were before. Yeah, you're open and flexible, and yeah, let's see what you got, let's see what you got. Let's see where you're at right now. Because you do understand that people change. I mean, you have, so why wouldn't people change? But that doesn't mean that because you're here and you're making time, that you're not conscientious of what you're doing. So this time around is, the opportunity that is available is that, like, look, if you really want to create this opportunity, if we are here agreeing to, let's give it a go, we have to rewrite the contract, because I am not the same person as I was before, and we have to make it even. And this is where I feel like you're setting boundaries. My throat. Okay, so let's see what the cards have to say. So, how did this significant other feels about Virgo? How did this significant other feels about Virgo? As you can see, I'm trying something completely different, and that's part of the journey that we're going through. It's thinking outside the box. Being able to be present intuitively and just kind of go with the flow. Sorry, guys. So we're going with the flow right now as to what are we going to do here? What are we going to do? How are we going to do it? Let's go with the flow. Because I know that I'm more efficient by feeling my emotions, by intuitively becoming aware of what's here instead of just having to reason. So I feel like, Virgo, you've made a shift. And I believe I said that last time, like you're more heart-centered. And now you're using the formula, and the formula works. So it's working for you. So I see here in the heart of the situation, the Ten of Swords. Phew. As you can see, this is an energy of conflict. Okay? A lot of times our mind creates really awesome stories. Sometimes, our mind tells us, oh yeah, this is going to play out like this, like this, like this, like this, and it has it all figured out. And then Spirit says, no, we're going to express ourselves differently. And this is when this card comes up. It's like, what the heck happened? You might have two come together and had a conversation that felt really good. You were able to share each other's emotions, said things that you might have not said before. And that created, this connection, this, wow, like maybe there is an opportunity here. But you got to keep in mind that the Virgo that I'm speaking with here, you've been going with the flow. And it doesn't mean that you're ready right away to give your heart in the way you did before. It just means that you're flexible. You're being available, yet you're very much knowing that if something doesn't feel right, that you can actually see intuitively through those emotions. So it doesn't have to be that you have to see it in the realm of matter, of physical manifestation, or you have to hear it. You just know vibrationally when the energy is coming and it's not harmonized, it's not harmonious. So you're going with the flow, you're making yourself available, and you're like, okay, let's see what happens, let's see where we go. And it's great because you are receptive, you're not bitter, you're not preoccupied, you're not negative, and you're not letting a lot of the things that happened in the past to get in the way of this, this time around. So let's go with the flow. And this is what the Two of Cups is doing here. It's like, you had a connection with someone and you've gone through a lot. There's a lot of history between the two of you. And now you gave each other an opportunity. However, something happened that went south. And now we have once again this energy here of the 10 of Swords. And what's coming up for you, Virgs, is like, you know, I've been down that path. We've done this before. And this time around, my friend, as much as I love you, I am not going to deal with this because I don't need to. I don't need to. This is what the Six of Swords is saying here. Like, I don't. I know too much. And I know that finally I figured out a formula that it's helping me feel liberated, because I feel like a sense of all the weight is off my shoulder. And yes, reconnecting with you is awesome. And yes, it woke up in me memories of how fun it was and how fun it can be. However, it doesn't mean that I am going to get myself into a situation here where it's going to get me back into that dead end. No. So as fun as it can be, I feel like you and I are not necessarily walking side by side ready to do the things that we need to do, because, you know, after a while, you know, you can talk things out and it's all feels really good when somebody's letting you know how they feel. But, you know, then what? What are you going to do about it? Because the actions, they tend to feel a hell of a lot better than the words, don't they? When somebody just says, I'm here to show you, to prove to you. And this time around, I don't have to tell you. I'm here to show you. And that is what Virgo is all about, because you're very practical, and it's like you're all about show me the money. Okay? Don't tell me about it. Just show it. So, yeah, with this Two of Cups, it's like you've reached that point where it's like, okay, enough of this talk, show me the money. You know, where are you going with this? When we look at the foundation in this situation, I have the Six of Swords. Somebody walking away. It's like, you know, I've been in this place before. I know what it feels. I know how, you know, the type of buttons that pushes, because yes, this can trigger a lot of insecurity, but I'm not there anymore. So I'm just letting it go. You know, Virgs, you have overcome a lot of your insecurities. And you're not about to plant a garden in a soil that is not ready to, that is not ready. It's not ready to give the nourishment that is needed in order to make these seeds grow. I know, Virgs, you're not stupid. You've never been. You were just a very caring person, and you still are. But you've never been stupid. You've been very smart. And the only thing that I think you've struggled with is in knowing that, you know, like, you can help people, but sometimes too much help, it creates an addiction. It doesn't help people. And you've learned that, you know, you can help people and do the best you can for them, but if at the end they don't do it for themselves, they become narcissists. They become very comfortable at receiving and not giving. So this is not the type of people that you want to connect, not in this moment. So we have here the Six of Wands in the foundation, and I see this King of Wands, this person looking at this love connection, and they can see like all the different seeds, all of the benefits they've received by being with you, and they can see it, like how much you've done for them. They are looking at it from a very intuitive place with the High Priestess. They can see, it's like, you know, they don't need their intuition to know how much you've done for them. They can see that you are someone who's solid, who is very stable, and we're not necessarily talking here about money. This is more about being grounded, emotionally stable. You have that quality to offer that type of stability. And your intuition is like, wow, it's just incredible. And they can see that. They can see what you bring to the table and what you offer them. But are they ready? Do they have what it takes to also offer the same? When we look at the past, we have the Knight of Wands. This is the card of the dreamer. Somebody who still working on growing, who is starting to figure themselves out, who is starting to find themselves. With the Knight of Wands here, yeah, this is somebody who is still, it's a young person. I mean, they're quite immature. This is a very mature energy. They can be. And they're making an effort to grow, but they're still immature. And they seem to be struggling. They seem to be struggling right now, and it's like their heads is spinning. Like, what's happening here? It's like they're feeling like, I finally can see this person for what he or she is. And just when I thought that I had them figured out, now what? Like their head is spinning. They can't seem to fathom what's happening between the two of you, especially the way that you're responding. Like, wow. Yeah, because there happened to be, there was a tower moment here between the two of you recently. And they're trying to figure out, like, what the fuck went wrong? Excuse my French. Like, what the hell happened? And in some ways, like I said, this is someone who's done quite a bit to change, but they have not reached your level of understanding. So they don't seem to have the formula. They haven't learned how to use the formula that you are using. And this is part of their growth. I believe this is part of their growth. And I don't know, I feel, Virgo, like you knew this. At some level, you knew that you could see this person was not necessarily mature enough to, be able to walk side by side. But you were willing to offer the opportunity for them to show. And it's like I'm going to give you the opportunity to demonstrate that where you're at. You say that you got this, and you said that you seem to have handle, and now you get it. Let's see what you got. Let's do it together. Let's create an experience here to see whether you are what you say you are. And that's what they're struggling with, because you can see that they're not, and they are now trying to figure out, like, what happened and now what. They don't seem to be very clear about what they want. I think they're more aware of how they behaved and how that behavior got in their way. But they don't seem to be in that place yet where they're like, okay, I got that. I learned that. Now, I know what I need to do. I feel like it takes them a while. I mean, it seemed like it took them a while to recognize who you are. And they can do that now. They can see that you were someone very valuable to them and that you were there for them. But just because they're recognizing that doesn't mean that they can see you now. They're recognizing and aware of the person they knew back in the last time you guys were together. So they're slowly catching up, but they are not onto you now, because you have those qualities, but not in the same way. And that's what you're saying. Hey, I'm willing to go along, but don't think that the contract is going to be the same, because we're rewriting this contract. And this time around, I'm not going to be doing all the work. They had to learn that. It's like you both created the challenge for this person to see that. And I think they're seeing that, my friends. So we have in the mind here this Five of Wands, this power struggle. Let's see what that's about. Well, once again, the power struggle seems to come from this person, where they can see how, you know, the decision you made, Virgs, and sort of cutting through the situation was the perfect choice, okay? Because you're coming across with the Six of Wands, my God. So here you are, you know, like the Six of Swords, okay? Normally it's about moving away from, you know, whatever emotional turmoil. You stood your grounds, so you didn't walk away. However, you did cut this off, but it became with the victory card. So whatever choice you made, Virgs, was the perfect thing to do, because now this person who's coming here across like a King of Wands, could be what, Aries, Leo, Sag. It doesn't necessarily have to be though that, you know, element. It could be other signs, but they're coming across like that as someone very passionate. They can see the Ten of Swords, like they're struggling big time. So they're seeing how your behavior, your choice, it's helping them quite a bit to realize their own bullshit. Like, whoa, what's happening here? And it's like, in some ways, she or he is right. Virg is right. Oh my God, I am struggling. Oh my God, I'm still don't have it together. Yep. And that is helping them to look within as to what the fuck they want, because it comes with the Knight of Cups and then the Chariot. So in other words, whatever you chose to do in the last week or so, whatever situation you both had that ended once again the communication, you know, I feel like one of you Virgs decided to, you know, say, you know, I don't need the shit. And that action is what has helped this other person to realize, like, you know, in a way, they're right. You know, I need to figure myself out here and have better clarity of what I want, because, you know, this Chariot is going all over the place. So we end, as the energy coming in is the High Priestess. I love that vibe, because it's all about intuition. So let's see what messages this High Priestess has. To me, she comes with the energy of Earth. I know some other people have different things, you guys, but I channel my own cards with the own elements. Here, this is all about Taurus energy. It's like, what do I get from this? Intuitively. So Temperance is what's coming with the High Priestess, the Pentacles, Ace of Pentacles, the Five of Cups, the Two of Cups, and the Lovers. Wow. And then ending with the Hierophant. Wow. So with this High Priestess, and this is your Virgs, you know, you're all about intuition. You become a master in knowing how to relate to your intuition. You really have. You've mastered this quality. So with intuition, that inner knowing, you've been able to find this peace, this balance. which as a result has put you in the energy of the magician. This is one of the tools the magician uses. This is actually one of the accomplishments of the magician once it conquers the element of earth. This is that quality. Pentacles is all about what happens in the physical world. Remember the formula? This is about the formula. So you now know how to work and deal with the formula to create life experiences that are right with the things you want. So here we have the Five of Cups, which is all about, no, whatever is being offered here is now right because I know the formula. And here comes the Two of Cups with the Lovers. So there's going to be a conversation here once again to people coming together with love, and they're going to discuss the things that do not feel right between the both of you. Again, the rewriting of the contract. With that, okay, the Hierophant, which is the energy of, you know, I've gone through this enough that now I'm able to see, you know, where this is going, and I'm also able to know what is the best course of action. So this is about wisdom. This is about the ability to use the different elements. You know, with this Hierophant, he's a master in many different things. As you could see, he's sitting up high. That means that this energy has purified itself enough to know or to transcend the natural flow of energy, understand duality, understand the nature of the feminine and the masculine, what a spirit needs. I mean, it's like, that's the Hierophant. So with this conversation, that vibration is going to come in and help both of you to reach a decision. Oops. Just a minute, Virgo. Yep. So this is a very good thing because you both are going to be able to discuss the situation when the time is right, and do it from a place where you both say, you know, this is the best thing for us in this time around. You both are going to agree. And, you know, let's face it, Virgo, there's so much you can talk about. You know, like there's some people that they just love to dwell in the reality of words and emotion, and that's all they can do. And I don't feel that that's where you're at. I feel like you are, you know, now that you're in the physical realm and that you're here with the opportunity to explore and try new things. You got the formula, now you know how to use it, and that's what you're doing. You're knowing that you can create all of these opportunities that are more in tune to the things you desire. So you're very conscientious of what you're doing. And you're not putting any obstacles in the way or resistance. You're going with the flow. But within that flow, you are very clear what's right and what's not. So if someone comes and the energy or the vibe does not feel right, you don't have to create resistance, or you don't have to be distracted in order to understand whether, you know, if they mean well or not. You just know it. You don't have to second guess yourself because you now trust yourself. And this is amazing. Now, I'm going to say, Virg, if you're hearing this and you don't feel like this, my friend, I want you to know that what I'm feeling here, what I'm receiving here intuitively is that this is where you're going. So maybe this is the opportunity for you to relax a little and let go of all of these strategies and, you know, conversations in the head of how you need to do things, because there is a bigger part of you. There is a part of you that has a different approach to life. And if you allow for it to express itself, you're going to feel it. But I do know that, you know, I'm speaking here with a Virgo that is ready and that it knows. And when you listen to this message, you would totally relate, because that's exactly what you've been feeling. A lot of times when we feel these powerful intuitions, we don't have the words to express it because there's no words in our vocabulary that can. But we know deep and down what it's telling us. So you're feeling that. And now you're using that intuition to help you succeed. And it's a satisfaction that it never ends, that is always transforming into something more. And this is the type of synchronicities that you're creating this time around. All right, my friends, so I want to close the reading with a message or a card from the sacred ones or the angels and see what they have to say. Virgo, what do we have for Virgo? What can we give for Virgo? It's funny because as I started this video, there was no sun, and now there is. It's like, it seems like the sunlight is coming through, and I feel like this is what's happening for you, Virgs. I love it. The Sage. So this is the card that talks about commitment, about devotion. And this is about you being devoted and committed to yourself, to your higher self, to your intuition. As you continue to purify yourself, as you continue to create opportunities where you feel more in tune to your own self-expression and your creative power, you will have more information, insight, love energy to become the sage, to come the knowledge. Because it's not that we learn the knowledge, we do learn it, but it doesn't stop there. We have to become that knowledge. We have to practice it. And that is the highest form that we take any type of energy. So it's not just about, saying it or sharing it, because that's just philosophy. This is about actually doing it. And you're doing that. So continue that commitment, continue that path, because ultimately it doesn't mean that you're going to be alone practicing Om or chanting Om. It means that you're becoming the knowledge of what you know to be true. And if what you know to be true is that you will find, or you have the perfect partner out there, you will have it. If you have the perfect job, you will have it. Everything will come to you. And it's not just about the money situation that makes you abundant. It's about being in harmony with everything that you desire. And that starts from within you. It means that you have to make peace with all aspects of yourself. Your mind, your emotions, your values, your feelings, your ideas, your creativity, all of it. And when you make peace with all of it, and then you become the sage, you become that vibration. All right, my dear friends, I hope you enjoy my reading. I will see you next time, hopefully in the beginning of the year. In the meantime, don't give up, don't give in, and don't forget to love yourself. Thank you for watching. If you would like a personal reading, you can always email me at createharmonywithlove@gmail.com. I love you, Virgs. See you next time.